Most people moving to Pittsburgh, they make the same mistake. They choose the wrong area to live in because they think that it all feels the same. I'm here to tell you that it doesn't. Two different streets could feel like completely different worlds. One's walkable, filled with cafes and parks. The next has steep hills, tight parking, and zero grocery stores. So if you clicked on this video because you don't want to regret where you move in Pittsburgh, you are in the right place. I'm Riley Madden, a real estate specialist here in Pittsburgh with living in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we have helped hundreds of families make the move here to Pittsburgh from all over the country and all over the world, people who have never stepped foot in Pittsburgh before, and we've helped match them to the perfect neighborhood, perfect street, and perfect house for them in their situation. And after touring hundreds of homes throughout every single suburb and city neighborhood, I could tell you that Pittsburgh is not one city. It's 90 different neighborhoods with totally different price points, lifestyle, and personalities. So maybe you're moving to Pittsburgh for a new job, or maybe you're just ready for a city that has slightly a slower pace, has more space, character, beauty, and affordability. Well, here's the problem. You can't just Google best neighborhoods in Pittsburgh and find the ones that will actually fit you. Because what's best for a young professional is not best for a family. And what's best for walkability might be a nightmare for parking and taxes. So if you want to know where you'll actually love living, not just where Zillow or homes.com says it's trending, then that's exactly what I'm going to walk you through step by step in this video. We're going to break down every major part of Pittsburgh, north, east, south, and west, and show you exactly what each area feels like in real life, the average price ranges, commute times, school quality, and local vibes, and which areas to completely avoid depending on your lifestyle. And we'll also be talking about some hidden pockets that locals don't even talk about and they don't want you to know about. And these are quickly becoming some of Pittsburgh's most popular options for first-time homebuyers with budgets under $500,000. Because in Pittsburgh, choosing the wrong neighborhood doesn't just mean a longer commute, it could mean an entirely different life. So let me paint a picture for you. You just moved to Pittsburgh, right? You found this super cute brick home online. It looks straight out of a movie. But then you arrive and you realize your 5-minute commute is actually 25 minutes. Your street disappears in winter snow, and every grocery run feels like you're climbing a mountain. That's not bad luck, that's Pittsburgh. The city rewards people who understand its layout before they actually move. So let's break it down, starting with the South Hills. What I like to summarize is character, convenience, and charm. If you're picturing walkable neighborhoods, tree-lined streets, coffee shops, a tea line, and classic brick homes, then you're probably going to love the South Hills. Areas like Mount Lebanon, Castle Shannon, Dormont, Brentwood, those all fall in the South Hills. One of my clients, Erin, she actually moved from Dallas like 3 months ago. And when she first called me, she's never been to Pittsburgh, but she had a job opportunity here and she wanted something not too far away from the city while still being in a nearby suburb. And she said, if I could find a walkable suburb, something that just has charm to it, then I would be ecstatic, but I know that's pretty rare to find a walkable suburb. And I said, okay, welcome to the South Hills. Let me break these areas down for you. And we ended up finding her a home in Mount Lebanon. It was built in like the 1920s, super charming, top-rated schools. Now, even though that wasn't a priority for her at the time, resale value is something she was strongly adamant on. A strong school district will definitely protect and grow your resale value. But she actually ended up getting a property right next to Beverly Road, so she could literally walk to her favorite coffee shops, restaurants, take a walk after work, beautiful big sidewalks, tons of parks in the area. And she said she feels like she's in a Hallmark movie with the tree-lined streets, how friendly everybody is, and having like a perfect walkable suburb where it's not too busy, but you still have life to it, and you could still get downtown within 15 to 20 minutes if she wants to go out, plus for her commute to work. But she loved the quietness, the walkability, and the options that Mount Lebanon provided, because not only was she in walking distance from mom and pop shops, but she was within a 5-minute drive to the Galleria, South Hills Village, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Fresh Market, and pretty much everything you could want, a mix of mom and pop and retail. And at first she was actually thinking of considering the outskirts of Mount Lebanon because she heard those were walkable as well, such as Dormont, some parts of Castle Shannon, and that's where we actually focused the search on. But once she actually got a chance to visit, she realized that it was a lot more narrow roads, smaller lots, older utilities, and not as walkable as she was reading online. She figured, yes, I could save some money and still be close to all of this, but I'm also gonna lose out on the lifestyle and the convenience of actually being able to walk outside of my house and be a part of this community itself. So it just depends on your priority, whether you're okay with paying a little bit more to be actually in Mount Lebanon, or if Dormont, Castle Shannon, Brentwood, Bethel Park, these might be better alternatives if you don't want the taxes and the higher prices. So it really comes down to your situation. I've seen both work out beautifully. Now let's move on to the East End. If you want to be near action where the city's investing a ton of money, then you're going to love the East End with the universities, the hospitals, the healthcare, and the restaurant, and the technology. These are neighborhoods like Highland Park, Shadyside, Squirrel Hill, East Liberty, Garfield, and Point Breeze. They're really the heart of Pittsburgh's culture. Not only are they extremely walkable, but they're being transformed as we speak, now being coined as AI Avenue. You have Google, Apple, Duolingo, and a lot of heavy hitter tech industries, along with so much convenience. If you want to look in the city and you want to be in a walkable area, then the East End probably will be the best fit because you could walk to a coffee shop, you could walk to your restaurant, you could walk to work, you could walk to go get groceries. There's actually updated Targets and Whole Foods and really nice conveniences in the East End, and that's why a lot of people looking in the city end up in these areas because appreciation, properties, and the convenience is really hard to beat. They're full of 100-year-old homes, cobblestone alleys, and streets lined with boutiques, murals, and cafes. Think almost Brooklyn, New York, but smaller, friendlier, and way more affordable. Median home prices here are anywhere from $400,000 to around $700,000. Yet many of the homes here in other metro markets would cost over $1 million. But in these areas, you want to keep in mind that you're in the city, so parking is tighter, and older homes come with quirks and maintenance. And if you've never carried groceries uphill, up some steep stairs in the snow, you're in for a real treat. Still, it's where a lot of newcomers come into Pittsburgh and fall in love with it. You get to walk to coffee, meet your neighbors on a front porch, and realize this is why Pittsburghers never leave. And the further east you go, once you actually get into the suburbs, not the city neighborhoods, that's where you're gonna find some top-rated schools, amazing convenience to the turnpike and to the parkway. You're going to find larger lot sizes, affordability, and lower taxes the further you get to Westmoreland County in areas like North Huntington, in areas like Murraysville, Trafford, and then in Allegheny County. The main areas are like Churchill and Monroeville. Now let's get to the North Hills, what I like to summarize as space, schools, and suburban ease. Once you get north, the vibe changes completely. Ross Township and McCandless, they bring you big yards, great schools, and the kind of stability that families crave, along with amenities such as McCandless Crossing, where you have movie theaters, your everyday restaurants, and fast food. You have your Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Giant Eagle, and Ross Park Mall. So it's very convenient and lots of great product in terms of real estate, not as much new construction in Ross and McCandless. But once you get into Wexford and higher up toward Cranberry Township, new construction options are unlimited. Sometimes people think the closer to downtown means better, but that is not true. The North Hills gives you 15 to 25-minute access without having to go through any tunnel. That makes the commute so much easier. It reduces traffic by tenfold. And we all joke in Pittsburgh that the people in the North Hills are living like royalty because they don't have to go through the Fort Pitt tunnels, the South Hills tunnels, or the Squirrel Hill tunnels to get to work. So if you're looking for the easiest commute into downtown, right away I'm gonna tell you look north. Plus, there is some value in select neighborhoods in the north. I had a client of mine who bought a 4-bedroom, beautiful updated house for $420,000 in Ross Township. It had a finished basement, 2-car garage, and was newly updated. That same budget would barely get you a townhome in Shadyside. And Ross Township is only 15 minutes away from downtown Pittsburgh. So you have to know where to look to get the pockets of value, but also keeping these lifestyle factors in mind, because Ross Township is not walkable. It's a lot more suburban. It has a lot of life to it. You have McKnight Road, which has everything you need, and Ross Park Mall, which is one of Pittsburgh's highest rated malls, plus quick access to North Park, which is Allegheny County's largest park, and beautiful cul-de-sac, tree-lined street neighborhoods with the friendliest neighbors ever. Yes, it's quieter, it's more spread out, and it's less walkable. So if you need nightlife and you need walkability to cafes, then this North Hills in general is not going to be a fit for you. Now, if you want walkability in cafes, but you still want to be in a suburb compared to the city, then like I said before, I'd recommend the South Hills. But let's talk about the West, what I like to say underrated but rising fast. This side of town, it flies under the radar, but it's growing like crazy. Bridgeville, Green Tree, South Fayette, Carnegie. These are names, if you haven't heard of them, you will soon. And I've had plenty of clients cash in on amazing investments and amazing properties for great prices and really got substantial appreciation over the years just from living there. They offer a perfect middle ground. Super quick access to I-79, plus downtown, and newer construction options. In these areas, the commercial districts have actually been built up as well, such as Bridgeville. You have a lot of cool things like Tesla, Topgolf, and then a plethora of different spas, restaurants, and everyday needs. I had a couple relocating from Washington, D.C., and they were shocked to even hear about these areas because all of the reading and research they've done online, they didn't even hear of Green Tree or Bridgeville. Like I said, they fly under the radar because the South and North Hills, they get all of the attention. But they actually cut their commute that they had in DC, it was 90 minutes, down to 18 minutes here in Pittsburgh. And even though they didn't have kids, they reaped the benefits of being in the South Fayette School District, which homes in this area have seen unreal growth just in the past 5 to 10 years. And they're really building out all of the land up in these areas, so appreciation continues. But here's what makes Pittsburgh special, but also tricky. Every neighborhood sounds great online and on videos, but what you can't see on Zillow are the taxes, the terrain, or the community vibe. Some streets are steep enough to test your brake. Others have million-dollar views for half of the cost. And every one of those details will decide whether you thrive here or you just tolerate it. So now you have an overview of the lay of the land. But in the next section, I'll take you actually inside each pocket with real examples, price ranges, and my must-know tips on what to expect if you're living there day to day. Plus the hidden neighborhoods that locals try to keep quiet. And if you are considering a move to Pittsburgh, this is what we help people with every single day, and we absolutely love it. Me and my family have firsthand been in 35 years of construction, investing, and real estate here in Pittsburgh. I've personally been relocating people here for over 6.5 years. Every single day my life is dedicated to it, and I love it with all of my heart. You can check out all of our 5-star reviews on Zillow linked below from people who have never stepped foot in Pittsburgh but have found new community, new life, a new home, and really a new start here in Pittsburgh with our help. It's really our joy. I love hearing from you guys. So if you are considering a move to Pittsburgh and you're looking to purchase a house, our contact information is down in the description below and up here on the screen as well. Feel free to call, text, email, DM 24/7. We are always here and we have your back when moving. We love to hear from you guys, and we'd love to set up a one-on-one relocation strategy call where we hear all about your goals, your vision, and we can help match you to the perfect neighborhoods to start your search in. So let's get into the streets that actually shape your life in Pittsburgh, because it's not about perfect grids or flashy developments. It's about hidden gems, daily rhythms, and choosing a neighborhood that fits your lifestyle. This is all about you. Because trust me, I've seen both sides of it. Clients who we helped pick the right pocket and they fall in love instantly, versus clients who have done it on their own and have called us months later saying, we should have called you from the beginning. So let's talk about the classic Pittsburgh dream, Mount Lebanon. If you ask 10 locals where they'd move if money wasn't an issue, at least half of them would say Mount Lebanon. The area just feels alive. Families walking to school, kids riding bikes, old homes that feel like they belong on a Christmas card, and the cutest cafes with the highest quality ingredients. You'll see brick colonials, tree-lined streets, and one of the best downtown areas in the region. Washington Road is the heartbeat. Italian bakeries, boutiques, all surrounded by some of the best rated schools in the state. Walk to farmers markets on Saturday, have a reassurance that your kids are getting education from a blue ribbon district, and having workout facilities, spas, and upscale amenities within arm's reach. But this is what a lot of people miss. Mount Lebanon isn't for everyone. You'll pay higher property taxes, houses are older and there's limited new construction, and parking can be tight, and especially in the main business districts. So if you value quality of life over square footage, then this should be your first stop. Now, if Mount Lebanon is the suburban dream, then their outskirts are where a lot of first-time buyers start. Dormont and Castle Shannon. They're connected to downtown through the light rail, so you could live affordably, plus completely ditch the daily drive. And what's the vibe like? Well, picture early 1900s charm meets working class pride. Houses here, they're smaller, but they are full of character. Wood trim, porches, and narrow streets. I had a client actually move from New York City once they realized they could buy a whole house in Dormont for less than their Manhattan rent that was under 1,000 square feet. They said they were just tired and fed up of the lifestyle with the money and the taxes in New York City. They said, we want a neighborhood that still feels alive, where people actually talk to each other and are kind as well. And they got exactly that and more. Every Friday night, their street is full of neighbors out chatting and kids running around until dark. They have met so many great friends just on their street alone. They hop right on the T and go downtown for a date night and have the freedom to explore the city without relying on a car, just like they did in New York City. And between us, some of these older homes in these neighborhoods are quietly appreciating faster than the well-known neighborhoods in the North Hill, because people are realizing how rare the ability of affordability and access coming together is. Now, moving to Shadyside, that's the neighborhood where people think all of Pittsburgh looks like Shadyside. It's the perfect blend of urban energy, old world architecture, and walkability. Every corner feels like a mix of history and ambition. Professors, doctors, young professionals, and longtime locals all crossing paths on Walnut Street. Imagine a Saturday morning here. The smell of coffee from coffee tree roasters, students reading in Mellon Park, and neighbors walking their dogs past ivy-covered brick homes. Average price ranges here from around $450,000 past $1 million, depending how close you are to Walnut or Ellsworth Avenue. But the truth is that not everybody thrives in Shadyside. If you love a lot of parking, space, and quietness, this could test your patience. Homes are closer together. Parking isn't awful for a city neighborhood, but it's definitely limited. If you're someone who craves connection, creativity, and city life while still feeling upscale, then this neighborhood is magnetic. Everyone falls in love with Shadyside. Now onto Squirrel Hill, which is the heart of Pittsburgh's soul. It's one of the neighborhoods that feels like home the second you drive through it. Diverse, walkable, and full of community, where everyone knows the local baker and you'll bump into your neighbors in Giant Eagle or Frick Park. If Shadyside is like a polished espresso shot, then Squirrel Hill is like a warm cup of tea. Comforting, real, and a little bit timeless. One family I helped move here from Seattle said, we didn't just find a home here, Riley, you moved us into a neighborhood that we found just a sense of community that we've never experienced before. Their kids walk to school, they hike in Frick Park. Forbes and Murray are full of vibrancy, and they're 5 minutes from their work at Oakland hospitals. Traffic and parking, yeah, that could be a little chaotic, but you have to know exactly what street to look on because parking varies street by street, where some you have beautiful big driveways and garages, and others you're looking at street parking. And you do have homes quietly trading here off market or coming soon, but that's how you know a neighborhood is special. People rarely leave and homes go fast That's why you have to be plugged into the right network. Now let's call Highland Park's Pittsburgh's secret garden. It's where grand old century homes meet tree-covered hills and winding streets. You'll find the Pittsburgh Zoo and Aquarium, community gardens, and the park itself. One of the most beautiful areas in the entire region. A lot of people skip it because they feel like not as walkable, too far, or too quiet and too boring, not enough amenities. But it is only 20 minutes from downtown and 10 minutes from Shadyside. Yet it does feel like a different world. Average homes range from 350 to 700,000, with some of the best craftsmanship in the city. Stained glasses, hardwood floors, pocket doors, and things that new builds just don't have. The only caution is block by block, it could change pretty fast. So local guidance matters more than anything. But when you find that right spot, it's Pittsburgh perfection. Now, diving more into Ross Township, the North Hills convenience. That kind of calm that lets you breathe after a long day. If you want more space, less noise, and more home for less money, you'll probably like Ross Township. It has one of the highest rated school districts again in the state, so you're trading walkability for stability. And with the South Hills rising fast, the North is quietly becoming the go-to for value-conscious buyers wanting a perfect commute in top-rated schools. Now onto the underrated connector, Bridgeville. It might not make the glossy list, but locals know its value. It's right off I-79, giving you a straight shot to South Point, downtown, and even the airport. I actually had a couple who is from Charlotte that ended up in Bridgeville as well. And the same thing, they said, we didn't even know this place existed, but now we're 10 minutes from everything. Their home was under $450,000 and it was brand new. Within one of the top suburban school districts, South Fayette. The only reason Bridgeville isn't more famous is because it's quietly good, not flashy. It's the kind of place where your neighbor will plow your driveway when it snows, and you actually know the person making your morning latte. And Brentwood, the blue-collar South Hills gem. It is so underrated for first-time buyers. It's affordable, it's close to downtown, it has that neighborly energy that's fading in most cities, and you'll see small yards, front porches, and families walking to the local pizza shop. It's the kind of area where you could start your Pittsburgh journey and build equity. And that's the beauty of this city. No matter your budget, Pittsburgh has a pocket that fits you, but it's never a one-size-fits-all. And choosing wrong can make every single day feel like a chore, but choosing right changes your entire life. So before you start browsing Zillow again, remember this. The best home isn't about price, it's about fit. So we've covered the North Hills, the South Hills, the East End, and the West. But there's one area that locals never brag about, mostly because they don't want everyone to find it. And honestly, I even debated including it in here because it's that good. Welcome to Swiss Elm Park and Edgewood, Pittsburgh's quiet corridor between Squirrel Hill and Regent Square. You won't see it trending on TikTok, and your relocation friends have probably never mentioned it. But here's the truth. This is where people move after they've already lived in the big name, and then they realize what actually matters. A garage, a yard, quiet mornings, and a 15-minute drive into downtown. Homes here run between $300,000 and $450,000, and they have what East End buyers crave: character, space, and proximity. You could literally walk to Frick Park, which is unreal, absolutely beautiful, grab a brunch in Regent Square, and still feel tucked away in your own little world. When Ryan and Elena moved here from Chicago, they told me we wanted Shadyside, we wanted the walkability, the charm, but not the chaos and the prices. And that's what they got. Stone fireplaces, mature trees, and neighbors who bring cookies on move-in day. And that's why locals stay quiet about this place. It's one of the last quarters in Pittsburgh that still feels like a secret. I'm sorry, locals. What do you need to know before buying in these neighborhoods? Pittsburgh's not just about neighborhoods, but it's more about nuance. Here's what I mean. Topography changes everything. A 10-minute commute on the map could double if you're crossing bridges or tunnels. Locals even joke, measure distance in bridges, not time. And seasons matter. The perfect hillside view in the summer might turn into an icy driveway in the winter. Always check the slope, the sunlight, and the snow removal. Also, taxes vary widely. Mount Lebanon and Shadyside carry higher property taxes than areas like Bridgeville, Castle Shannon, and Ross Township. Sometimes crossing one street could change your property taxes by thousands of dollars a year. So it's very important to know these nuances. And resale value tracks lifestyle, not just location. Walkability, parking, and school district, those three things matter more than the zip code prestige. A charming 1930s brick home near the T-line can outperform a suburban new build if it's in the right pocket. When you know these things before buying, you stop chasing deals and you start making decisions that last. And why do so many people fall in love with Pittsburgh and never leave? Well, I could give you the data, the average home price, the job growth, the school ratings, but the real reason people stay here goes deeper than that. It's mornings walking through Frick Park while the fog's still lifting. It's the way that every neighborhood has its own bakery, barber, and pizza. And they're all the best one. It's the neighbors who wave, not because they have to, but because they genuinely mean it and want to connect. People move here for opportunity, but stay because it feels human. And when you pick the right pocket, that's when you get community and comfort. I've helped families relocate from literally all over. Los Angeles, Florida, Austin, New York, and every single one tells me the same thing 6 months later. We didn't expect to love it this much. And that's the magic of Pittsburgh. It really sneaks up on you. So if you're serious about moving here, don't just guess based on Google results. Come on, I want better for you. Let's actually do this together and find a place that fits you. Again, I'm Briley Madden, full-time real estate specialist here in Pittsburgh with living in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My team helps families, professionals, investors move here to Pittsburgh with confidence. Reach out to us. Our contact information is down in the description below always, plus up here on the screen. You could call, text, email, or DM anytime 24/7. Our lives are dedicated to helping you understand Pittsburgh, find the perfect area, the perfect house, whether it's new construction or resale, that perfect street and pocket for you to move in here and feel like you're completely at home. To me, it's not about selling houses. It's about helping people find home. And I'm so passionate about that. Together, we can map out the best neighborhoods for you based on your lifestyle, your commute, and your priorities so that you could land in that perfect place from day one, avoid all of the stress, the research, and things that just don't work and overwhelm you and take up your precious time. So we can't wait to hear from you. And if you want to learn everything else about Pittsburgh, what's it like living here? What are some neighborhood tours? What's the real estate market like? Well, that's exactly why we made this channel, for people like you who are thinking of moving here and want to know everything about the city. So you could start by watching our next videos here, and we'll see you in the next one.